What's up, everyone? Hope you're doing well. This is probably my last production of 2023, and I'm headed to Portland for a one-day talking head shoot. And then after the shoot, I'm pretty much going to be done for the rest of the year. So for this shoot, I was able to hire my buddy Paul to help me out with all the equipment and just a general assistant for this production. So we were getting everything packed for the shoot. We had about 6 Pelican cases with us, and we were able to split them 3 and 3. So that way, baggage wasn't crazy expensive. We only had to pay for an extra bag. And at first, the shoot was pretty easy. We were supposed to be in one location the whole entire day, and I packed accordingly for that. But on my layover in Denver, I actually got a call from the client saying that we only have the location, which was a house, till about noon. And also, we can't touch anything inside the house because they are having a Christmas party that night. So they didn't want to reset everything in between. So that was a little bit of a curveball for me because I wasn't planning with that in mind. I had a much bigger setup that I wanted to do, and but it was no problem. We were trying to troubleshoot on what we could do. We had a couple different options of maybe just filming everything outside. That was one of the ideas the client threw at me. One of the ideas I had was possibly renting like an Airbnb or something like that we could film in instead, but it was just too last minute to try and pivot too much. So we decided to continue with the house and get the majority of the filming done like we had planned, and then just try and find another location in the afternoon that we could pivot to. So because of that, we tried to get a jump start and moved call time up a little earlier, and then we lessened the amount of time we had to set up. So for the house setup, we weren't really able to move much, so we had to kind of find the best angle that didn't have a ton of Christmas in the background. So for diffusion and key light, we had an 8x8 on a T-bone, and we had unbleached muslin as the diffusion with a 600D spotting through that. That was kind of our minimal key light there. And we did have it at 100% to try and compete with some of the windows in the background. And then we had a Aputure 60X lighting up the fireplace with the spotlight attachment so we could really edge in the fireplace there. Without the spotlight, the fireplace just looked very dark and kind of not very nice. So we were able to light the fireplace up with a little hit of light, which was nice. And then we just had another backlight that was like an equivalent to like the 60X as our hair light. And that was pretty much it as far as lighting. I did have another 600D where we could have done something a little bit different. And I had a much bigger set in mind, but we had to work with the confines of what we had. And I think overall it turned out pretty good. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of questions about my T-bar setup and what I'm using for that. So just thought I'd give you guys a quick little look at that. So this is how I usually do my T-bar. I use a Cardellini, and then this is just a photography background, something you would just get when you want to hang like a 12-foot seamless or a 10-foot seamless or whatever. And I use this method for a couple of reasons. One being this is really lightweight, the actual bar, and it folds down really compact. So if you travel and you want to do a T-bar setup like this, you can do that. And these things, I mean, this was like $35, and it folds into different sections. You can extend it out. Right now it's close to six feet because this is a 6x6. But I have another section that'll extend it another 3 feet maybe, so a 9-foot or a 10-foot background. So you can easily do like an 8x8 or a 6x6, and it weighs nothing, and you can buy multiple. And then this is just a short cardellini. You could use a long cardellini if you want. And then I just have it into a grip head like this. But I'll show you what it looks like when it's folded down. So this is a better angle of what it looks like without the fabric. But yeah, you just mount a cardellini upside down, slide the pole through, lock it in, and then it's pretty secure on there. And like I said, it comes in, I think these are like almost like 32 inches, 32 inch sections. I have 3 of them and they just kind of connect. I usually put the cardellini right in the middle so it clamps onto both of these so it doesn't move around too much. But yeah, this is a good, easy, cheap solution. You don't even really need a C-stand. You can do this on a light stand. You just need a grip head. So if you just purchase a grip head and a cardellini, you can do this same thing. So as far as cameras, we had 2 Sony FS5 shooting 4K internal. And we had, for the lenses, we had a Sony 50 1.2 G Master shooting through the teleprompter. And then we had a Sigma 50 to 100 as kind of the tight angle on B camera. And then for audio, we were using this just a boom mic. We did end up using a lav midway through as well because we were having a ton of issues with the fireplace. I don't know if the wood was wet or what. It wasn't seasoned right, but it was popping and crackling the whole entire time. And honestly, I would have probably just ditched having the fireplace, but the client really wanted the fire in the background, and that was just, the whole shoot was kind of based on this fireplace. So this is kind of the method I use to clean up the fireplace audio. It's a free website called Vocal Remover, and it's supposed to remove music from like a song and just isolate vocals. But I've used it if I just wanted to clean up vocals, so it will recognize the vocal tone, and then anything outside of that, it will put into a music track. So in this case, all the pops, all the fireplace crackles were on a music track, and then the vocals were on a separated track. And I feel like it did a really good job, but I'll let you guys listen and you tell me what you think.
All right, but I'm working hard. I had a good work ethic. My parents really taught that. But I became exhausted really fast. And then somebody shared this verse in Isaiah with me, actually a couple verses. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God. All right, but I'm working hard. I had a good work ethic. My parents really taught that. But I became exhausted really fast. And then somebody shared this verse in Isaiah with me, actually a couple verses. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God.
So after we wrapped up inside, we had to do a company move to a different location about 20 minutes away at a local university. And we filmed the rest of the day outside. And it was a little rough because I did not plan to film outside. So we had no sort of diffusion, no reflectors, no anything like that, no battery option. We had to find some sort of house power that we could plug into and just run a long extension, which ended up working out okay. Probably not my favorite shoot outside, but yeah, we definitely made it work. So my biggest takeaway from this shoot is just the ability to pivot and be flexible. I know there's so much pre-production and so much planning that goes into these types of shoots, and honestly, the whole pre-production got thrown out the door as soon as I got there, and I could have easily just made a big deal out of it and threw a fit and just told them, this isn't professional, this isn't going to work. But, that'll probably be the last time I get hired with this client. So it's really important just to be flexible and try your best to be accommodating. And, you do have to push back to a certain extent. If it's not going to work in post and they're going to be upset with it, you almost have to be a little bit of a mind reader to a certain extent, just to know what's going to work and where you need to push back and where you need to just give in. And I believe you'll get hired more if you're just easy to work with and you're flexible. Things happen. Some shoots you can reschedule, some shoots you can't, but you just have to learn how to deal with bad situations and what you're given. But yeah, overall, this was a great shoot. I was happy with how everything turned out. Client seemed happy. And then we just headed back the following day. We had an early flight out of Portland, PDX, into Little Rock. So yeah, we're back now, and I'm glad to be home. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm hoping to maybe post one more video before the end of the year. I have a new diffusion that I'm testing out, and I think it would be a really interesting video. So stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.